I'm Natasha Chilingarian.
I'm Michael Ogden. This is Shared Accounts with CU Times. Group question. Now, ignoring the fact that we are stupid busy with life and work, okay? But here's the question. If you had all the time in the world, what is the thing or talent or hobby you'd like to learn? Okay, I'll let you think.
Question.
I'll give you my answer.
Okay,
I always kind
you
of
go
spring
first.
these questions on you guys. But my answer is twofold. I would love to be trilingual.
Really?
I have the Duolingo app,
Okay.
Barely stupid use it, which is on me. But I was
Yeah, well,
terrible at Spanish growing up. I'm still bad at it. But that is one thing.
so Spanish, and then what's the other language?
If I was a brave person, it'd be like Mandarin.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's ambitious.
I know. There's no way
Yeah.
in hell I'm doing it.
But if you had all the time in the world,
If I had all the time in the world, I think that's what I would do.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to think a second because my first thought was fluency in other languages, but
That's fun.
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna have to think, see if I can think of a different one then.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
you
I'll
could
go
try.
next then, because
Okay.
I know what mine is actually. And I'll just say about the languages that I really wouldn't want to do it. It just sounds like work to me. So if I was like retired,
Yeah.
and I've tried learning languages. I'm really not good with languages, is what
I'm
I've discovered.
terrible.
I'm awful at it. It's really hard. It's
We
like my
can
brain.
barely do the English language.
I'm not even that great with English, speaking English. So I I don't know. Huh?
Natasha, you are not the only one. It's not really a joke. It's true that I took 8 semesters of French in college and 6 of them were French too.
And how much can you speak now?
Oh, none.
No.
None
No.
at all.
No, a petit peu.
No.
No,
I don't
no?
even know what you're saying.
Okay, I said not even a little bit.
Okay.
See, and that was my language as well, and I didn't
Yeah.
study abroad.
Oh, that's
But
right. You did.
and and I have French in the family, so,
Mm.
but still really, no, I can't. It's just difficult to really, you have to train your brain to think in the language and even start dreaming in the language. And that just, never got there. And I just don't think it's ever going to happen. So
Okay.
Yeah, isn't
Anyway.
the phrase that you're bilingual when you start dreaming in the other language?
I think so. Yeah. That's when that's for the advanced people that are better at this stuff. Maybe Michael. So we'll see. Maybe he'll start dreaming in Spanish.
Oh, no, never.
I don't know.
Okay.
But okay. So so what I would like to do, you know how I'm love the bald eagles and watching the
Yeah.
bald eagle nests. I would love to go and like start volunteering at like a raptor rescue center and learning about how to like care for the eagles and go like rescue the injured eagles and, do something of that nature. Maybe be like one of those ambassadors where you could go around and talk to people and have the bird on your arm with the big glove.
I love this.
That would be so cool. I would love to do that.
You would be the Jane Goodall of eagles.
And I
R.I.P.
say that, in honor of Jane Goodall,
Yeah,
who
cool.
passed away this past week. So
Oh.
that would be my thing.
You know what? That's a nice, selfless answer.
Yeah.
That's very good. Zach, what do you got?
So I think one thing I've always wished I was better at was being handy. So I would love if I had just unlimited time to learn how to do my own car repairs, learn how to like
trade.
That's a good one.
Yeah, learn how to like just fix more stuff around the house.
Yeah.
Be more self-reliant.
Yeah. Well, and you can just go on YouTube and like learn, just self-teach, like there's all
I'm
those
shocked at the
videos
amount of stuff I've been able to do just by Googling how to do this and watching some guy that for some reason took 10 minutes out of his day to teach me how to do it.
Can I ask you, is there a specific like fix-it thing that scares you the most? Like mine, for instance, is plumbing.
Plumbing's easy. Plumbing's just gravity. What scares me is electricity.
Oh, see, I don't have a problem with that.
Plumbing won't kill you if you do it wrong.
It will,
unless you do it really wrong.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Or it could just be really unpleasant and disgusting if it like dirty water sprays all over you or something.
That's probably it. It's like gross. I don't want to deal with that.
A plumber friend of mine says the first lesson you learn as a plumber is not to bite your fingernails.
Oh my God, I hate that. Zach, I'm going to end this conversation on that particular.
Great tip.
Welcome.
Great tip. Yeah.
Oof. Hey, everybody. Here's the show. Welcome to Shared Accounts with CU Times. Coming up, we are chatting with Carrie Ostrom, AVP of Certification Services at CU Strategic Planning, and Dolores Lovett. She is board chair at FAB Church Federal Credit Union down in Savannah, Georgia. My goodness, she was great. We're going to be talking about the new CDFI rules and how it's actually playing out in real life. First up, we have to take a break from the week. Checking with Natasha. Hey,
Hey, Em.
how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm all right. We're back to a
Okay.
Friday record,
Yeah.
which is weird.
Which is weird.
sometimes.
Yeah, we got the Friday vibe going now instead of the Monday down to business vibe, apparently.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe.
You're right.
I don't know if there's a difference, but
What have you been watching? I want to know.
yeah, I just watched a new series. I got through, I think, the whole thing this week is 8 episodes. Wayward on Netflix. This is
With
a new
Tony Collette?
with Toni Collette.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's and that's kind of what appealed to me about it. I love Toni Collette, and she just does so many good, like, creepy, weird stuff. Obviously she was
Yeah.
in Hereditary, which I believe is one of your favorite horror films.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Yeah, so she's great. So yeah, I watched it. And I was curious about it because it's like a psychological thriller. Love those. It's about one of these academies for troubled teens.
Mm-hmm.
That's the theme and the premise, and this weird things going on in this small town in Vermont. And yeah, it stars, and I guess it was written and created by this person, Mae Martin.
Oh, Mae Martin, sure.
Yeah, I didn't know about them before, but I thought they were great. I love the character. It was like they played like this person who kind of comes in to try to save the day, like as a small town cop. So yeah, I finished that, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. But it was funny because then sometimes after I finish a movie or a series that's particularly like interesting or weird, I'll go and read reviews about it like after, because I don't want any spoilers.
Yeah.
And everything about it was that it was so bad. And I was like, was I like off when I thought I liked it? Or maybe it was bad. I couldn't really tell by the end, but like one review said that like, oh, this is one of those series on Netflix where they'll hook you in by being really intriguing in the first couple episodes, and then the story will just fall apart. But they have you hooked because people want to see how it turns out. And then you end up spending more time on the platform and give them what they want. I don't know if that's what happened, but it did end. I don't know. It's also one of those shows where it seems like there should be a second season because it didn't really reach a full conclusion. And it might just be one of those where like, then they just, and I don't know if they're doing one or not. I'm not sure, but there are shows where they'll end it and then like, you're like, oh, I wonder what happens next. And then they just cancel the show and you never find out. And I hate that too. So anyway, I thought I enjoyed it. I had a good time.
Good recommendation. Yeah, Mae Martin's part of the Handsome podcast.
Oh, okay.
Which is...
What's that about?
It's 3 people, and I'm blanking on all their names. They're all comedians, as is Mae Martin.
It's Fortune Fine Hour and Tig Notaro.
Thank you, Tig Notaro and Fortune.
I love the Handsome Pod. They are so funny.
They are really funny. And
I'll have to check that out.
Very blunt people. Fortune is a stitch of a person. I don't know if you know who they are. But anyway,
I have no idea who those other people are, but okay, yeah, I will be looking it up.
Fine Hour, it's Fimester, by the way. I have to correct that.
Okay. Very good. That's fine.
Okay. Well, Wayward. Yeah. So that's about it. That stood out for me. Great. What about you, Michael?
I finally got around to watching 28 Years Later, the newest part of the trilogy that began with 28 Days Later that came out, oh gosh, yeah, almost 30 years ago. It's a zombie movie.
Okay.
Ray Fiennes is in it. Aaron Taylor Johnson, who's really, really good. And Jodie Comer, who I love from Killing Eve. Wonderful show.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about that the other day.
And this kid who became kind of really the focal point of the whole movie. I was surprised. What's his name? Alfie Williams. Young kid in this really horrific environment, just was so good. And it's a very emotional, you may cry in a zombie movie.
Wouldn't expect that.
Yeah, no, it was very, very good. Very well done. The next kind of part is coming out, I think, in October, if not November.
Huh. That's a long-term continuation. You said 30 years then that this started?
Yeah, this is 28 years later. There was 28 days, 28 weeks. And I think that was it until this one.
Okay.
By Danny Boyle, who's a very strange and fun director. but I had a great time.
Of
So,
course, I
good
get.
question.
If it's a zombie movie, I'd probably not going to see it if that's what the
Well, I'll say it
premise
this
is.
way:
But yeah.
it is a zombie movie that also happens to be a mother-son movie, and it's very sweet.
Oh, huh.
I recommend it
Okay.
though. Check it out. I mean, it's not terrible gore stuff, but it's I wouldn't say it's scary, but
Okay.
it's a weird movie. But it was
Interesting.
really,
Yeah,
really
it's more of a. It sounds like it has more of a story, more of a
it
depth.
really does. Yeah,
Yeah. All right.
I love it.
Well, for all our zombie fans out there, go
Hooray!
ahead and run to put this on. It sounds like
Yep.
it's a winner. So, okay, great. Well, speaking of horror and ghosts, one of our guests is based in Savannah, Georgia, which, as we know, is that's actually a great timing. Talking to someone from Savannah
I
heading
didn't think of
into
that.
Halloween season, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think we even. I don't think
What
this
a
even came up
city!
in the interview, but that's
Yeah,
something when I went to Savannah, I always did one of those ghost tours.
yeah,
So
yeah.
at
Great
night, very
city.
cool. But yeah, so it's Dolores Lovett is our guest. She is the board chair of a very small credit union in Savannah.
Hmm.
FAB Church Federal Credit Union, just under 400,000 in assets. But I love the conversation with her because we got to get the whole history of the credit union.
Hmm.
They actually still operate in the church's basement,
Yep.
which was so cool. And she, in fact, was calling in from the church basement. So that
Yeah.
was just a really fun experience and just obviously very, tied in with kind of who credit unions are and where they came from, just, trying to help make.
Hmm.
Oftentimes it did start in like a church or just
Can I
a
tell you
small,
something?
yeah. Yeah.
My takeaway, as my fourth grade teacher said to me,
Hmm.
Dolores was a joy and a delight to have on the
Oh,
show.
I agree. I
I
know.
really liked her.
But yeah, not only did we talk about just the background of this credit union, but I think what's remarkable is that they recently got their CDFI certification, which can
Hmm.
be a very tedious and, like Dolores says, intimidating process for a credit union that's so small.
Yeah.
But they got through it. And I thought that was really cool. So we got to hear all about that process. And then we also have our second guest, Carrie from CU Strategic Planning, which
Very awesome.
partnered
Yeah.
with the credit union.
Hmm.
So she gets walk us through how that went, kind of step by step, and also there is now a new process in place for CDFI certification and the whole
Uh-huh.
application process. I think this was important because we get an inside look at what it's like right now inside the CDFI fund. We
Hmm.
even talked to them about, how responsive were they? How easy was it? And so we get a look at that, which hopefully will be helpful for listeners, from credit unions that might be considering going the CDFI route. So yeah, we get to hear all about that. Also, how the credit union's going to use the new certification and kind of the resources from the CDFI fund. So get through all of that, and then of course we get to our fun part of the interview. That includes a very important topic of favorite Halloween candy,
Hmm.
which we love. And just a quick teaser for that, Dolores is very passionate about her candy
Oh
pick.
yeah.
Yes. We have all of that coming up next. Joining us in the virtual studio today is Carrie Ostrom, AVP of Certification Services at CU Strategic Planning. And we also have Dolores Lovett, Board Chair at the Savannah, Georgia-based FAB Church Federal Credit Union. Hey, Carrie and Dolores, how are you doing? Welcome to Shared Accounts.
Great, thank
Hello.
you. Hello.
Yeah, welcome on in. We're excited to have you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, wanted to start off here just about, I know FAB Church, Federal Credit Union. A lot of people may not know it. I know it is a very small credit union. So, Dolores, you're the representative from this credit union as the board chair. Would you be able to start off by just talking a little bit about the background of the credit union and, its origins and what kind of a community it serves?
Sure. This credit union started in 1954, so we're about
Okay.
71 years old.
All right.
It was organized by the pastor of First African Baptist Church, who was Reverend Ralph Mart Gilbert. Reverend Gilbert and 9 other members of the First African Baptist Church realized our members they were experiencing difficulties when trying to obtain loans from traditional lenders
Mm.
due to the climate of the financial world at that time. So Reverend Gilbert applied for a federal charter and he received it. And as I said, we've been going strong for 71 years.
It's amazing.
Our community consists of members of First African Baptist Church, their immediate family members, and the church ministers. In our church, we have a group of church ministries and also businesses. If our church members have businesses, they're eligible to join the credit union as well. So that's the story of the credit union.
And is
Wonderful.
it all kind of located in and around Savannah?
Yes, it's located in Savannah. Actually, we're in the basement of the church is where we operate.
Sure.
And we are open 2 days a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then 1 hour after church services on Sunday.
That is wonderful. And I'm going to come back to the church basement story for you later of me growing up.
Love that.
But
Yeah.
I was a First Baptist child. But I want to ask you, Dolores, what motivated you? Because we really want to talk about the CDFI certification, but what motivated your credit union to pursue CDFI certification, and how does that align with the mission of the credit union serving your members there?
Well, we had heard about the CDFI for a while, and we realized the benefits of CDFI certification
Mhm.
because it unlocks eligibility for grants and loans, technical assistance, and also training programs. And these are all of the things that can help us enhance our services and products to our market.
Mm.
It also allows us to connect to a network of other like minded financial institutions.
Yeah,
Because we're so small, this is very important to us because being small, we can learn from them and we can also collaborate on products and initiatives, all focused on community development. And that was our reason for the CDF certification.
very good.
Okay. Well, and so let's bring Carrie in now. So, Carrie, with CU Strategic Planning, you guys are
Mhm.
obviously experts in the CDFI and partnered with Dolores and the credit union on the application. So, Carrie, could you walk us through the timeline of the application from FAB Church FCU's application for CDFI certification, and also considering like the fact that there's these new CDFI rules and how
Mm.
that played into it? What had to be done, including as part of these new requirements?
Yeah, sure. So we started working with FAB Church in December of 2023. This was just as the CDFI Fund was introducing the new application. So it was an exciting time. One of the first items that we worked on was helping them to develop their community mission statement. Their current mission statement for the credit union is great, but they also needed something approved by the board that expressed its dedication specifically to community development and to serving low income or underserved populations. And part of this is, and getting that developed early in December is because with this new application, that community development mission statement needs to be in place 6 months before being able to submit the application. So we got that started. And then probably the biggest component or element of becoming a CDFI is being able to show that you do at least 60% of your lending to a specified low income or underserved population. And that's what's referred to as a target market. Mm-hmm. And it's often hard for credit unions to know exactly which loans qualify. And we have an analysis or staff that will take a look at the loan reports to determine that. So we completed that analysis for FAB Church in the first quarter of 2024. And during this time, we're still learning as the CDFI Fund was providing more details and information about the application as more questions were coming up. So we were continuing the process of learning the application while we were working with them. Additionally, we ensured that their governing board was representative of that target market. Mm-hmm. If it hadn't been represented, one of the new things that we can do with this new application is create an advisory board that shows that representation and meeting those criteria that's outlined in the application. So throughout 2024, the fund provided guidance and information about the application sections. There were a lot of changes and new policy requirements, and we needed to make sure that we were able to document that for FAB Church and make sure that they were meeting all of them. And they were. And so we were able to complete that application and finalize that submission in December of 2024.
Excellent. Real quick, I'm just curious, Carrie, with the different credit unions you work with, is this credit union, just knowing its size, I think it's just under like 400,000 in assets. Is that common? Do you work with a lot of credit unions of that size?
They're probably one of the smallest that we've worked with, but we have worked with various sizes from small to large.
No, just curious. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome though. Yeah. Okay.
Carrie, can I ask about some of the hurdles through the process or any particular surprises from that submission period of just this past December to what is it called? Conditional approval in March?
Right, sure. Yes. So I guess some of the hurdles were just mostly in learning what the CDFI was looking for in some of the questions,
Okay.
which, like I said, they continue to provide updates for with publication of FAQs and updated application materials. The fund had added more scrutiny around things like overdraft and NSF fees, not banning them from the credit unions, but the credit unions needed to show how these practices aligned with their mission. And so there was narrative sections that we completed in the application for that. They've also clarified expectations on ethical lending, like discouraging debt sales and requiring adjustable rate mortgages to be underwritten at their highest potential rate, and items like that. And so for most credit unions, that's already business as usual.
Yeah.
So it's more just about documenting those policies than changing operations. So I think, getting the take on that and understanding what the CD5 fund was looking for was probably the biggest hurdle in it all.
Well, can I ask, have they been proactive or at least consistent with communicating?
Yes, they have been hosting monthly calls
Okay.
where they go through each of the different sections and topics and then allow time at the end of the call for people to call in with questions or write in questions that they'll
Mhm.
address. And then anything that looks like it needs to be, taken to the next level and publicated, they'll do so through an FAQ or updating their application materials.
Okay, great. Great to hear.
Okay.
Because again, kind of the reason we're having this conversation, having you and Dolores on, is the process has been a little squishy, and we love hearing the experience and want to share this with the wider credit union industry. That's why we want to have you all on to kind of explain what's going on out here, what's the reality. So
Yeah,
great.
sure.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, great. Well, so I wanted to bring Dolores back in. So just talking about this whole process with the application, going through all of that, what was it like on your end for your team and your board? And I mean, was the process like intimidating at all, or were there any challenges that you felt you had to overcome on your end, or what was it like for you?
Well, yes, it was intimidating
Mm,
Yeah.
because we're so small, and
Yeah.
there were terms that we had never heard before, things that we had to do that we'd never done before. It required a significant amount of work and data collection.
okay.
But we were fortunate to have the financial support of a grant that we received from NCUA, and that covered the cost of the services. And we were able to contact CU Strategy
Hmm.
and for their services, and they provided excellent professional services, and they guided us through the process. They assisted in ensuring that we stayed on track with everything that we did and was required was accurate and complete. And that was
Oh,
very important because we're an all volunteer credit union. Even the two staff members are volunteers,
oh,
and we
Hmm.
really?
work
Yeah.
we work
Yeah.
part time. So the hand holding that we got from CU strategic planning was very much appreciated because without them, we would not have been able to get the certification.
Good job, Carrie.
We're so indebted to them for their patience, their dedication, and they would call us to make sure that we stayed on track.
Yeah.
If the data wasn't exactly right, or if the wording in a particular topic wasn't right, they would come back to us and explain why it wasn't exactly what we should have used, the words we should have used.
Sure.
They
Sure.
would come back
Hmm.
to us and help us with that. And they just made sure that we stayed on track, but they did it in a very calming way so that we didn't feel overwhelmed or intimidated.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
so, like I said, we are very grateful to them for their help.
Well, let me ask you,
Nice.
Dolores, besides adopting Carrie as your newest daughter, what it sounds like, but what does this mean, receiving this certification for FAB and your members today and even for the future?
It's really a validation of our credit union's primary mission, which is to promote community development to low income communities.
Uh-huh.
And then it enables us to address the unique needs of our members because our members do have some very unique needs. And they also some of them lack access to traditional financing.
Mm-hmm.
So we would like to provide with the grant, not the grant, but the certification training, financial literacy training, training on budgeting,
Yeah.
financial security, and then to help them with creating up generational funds for their children and their children's children. So that's
Mm.
something we have to teach them how to pass on that generational wealth to their children and their grandchildren,
Yeah.
etc. So We have a lot of things that we're planning on doing, and we're so excited about this because we feel like now we can compete with some of the larger credit unions in our area.
Yeah, absolutely. That's wonderful.
Yeah, nice. So, Dolores, that sounds really exciting. So, you talked about like building that generational wealth as part of one of your goals. Anything else you wanted to talk about is like how do you envision using the CDFI resources that you'll have at your disposal now, a little more specifically, to say expand your credit union services or lending, and also perhaps its community impact throughout the community?
Well, first of all, we're just so, as I said, we're so excited about the CDF certification because it has
Yeah.
opened up a window of opportunities for us as far as connecting with other organizations, financial institutions. We've been in talk with government agencies here in Savannah, and that just gives us a little bit more credibility when we can say we're CDFI certified. And
Yeah.
so, because of that certification, we're bold enough now to ask to be depositors on certain lists from the city, the county, large businesses in Savannah. We feel emboldened now that we can go and say, "Hey, we want you to list us as one of your depositors." So we feel like that will give us more funds to do some of the things we'd like to do. We'd like to do certain things such as offering home equity loans,
Hmm.
larger amounts of loans for home repairs. We want to do some financial literacy training. We want to be proactive in assisting with the home buying process.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about even depending on the type grant that we get, we may be able to give financial assistance to those purchasing a home. So
Okay.
we're just looking at different things. And one of the main things we're excited about is with the certification, as I said, it opened up a lot of doors for us to be able to ask for additional depositors.
Uh-huh.
We're looking at increasing our loan limits. Right now, we're limited to $15,000 per person
Hmm.
because right now our assets are about $400,000, so we can't do larger loans than the 15,000. But if once we are able to gain additional resources and additional connections through the CDF certification, we
Hmm.
believe we can
That's great.
increase that loan amount. And that's something that our members have been asking for, and we will be able to do that.
Well,
Very
congratulations.
nice.
This is
Yeah,
great.
congratulations.
Bringing Carrie back in, Carrie, FAB became one of the first. We're not completely sure if they are the first, but one of the first credit unions to get approved under the new CDFI rules. What's the significance of that milestone for even the broader credit union movement?
Yeah. So it is significant in showing that credit unions are a big part of the CDFI community. And I hope and it should encourage other credit unions, big and small,
Hmm.
to complete the application process. While it can be intimidating, like Dolores was saying, to take on a project like this, especially while managing daily credit union operations, it can be done. And I hope they are encouraged to do so, knowing that they can be approved in the end and then better serve their communities as a CDFI.
Yeah.
Right. And Carrie, also just kind of as a follow-up to that, given that in recent years there's been some delays and leadership changes
Mhm.
at the CDFI fund, which, it might have perhaps made some credit unions hesitate, perhaps to get involved with that. Just considering that this success story with FAB, what do you think that this signals to other credit unions considering certification?
Well, the changes at the fund shouldn't impact a credit union's decision to apply. As with FAB Church and other recently approved credit unions, we are confident that the CDFI Fund sees the important work that the credit unions do in their communities
Hmm.
and know the importance of growing more credit union CDFIs in both rural and urban areas. With the current government shutdown, what that means is that there will be some delays, but once it's back up, things will start moving again. And with FAB churches, we don't actually know when they'll officially show up on the roster of certified credit unions,
Okay.
but the fact is they have been approved by the fund. And it's just a matter of getting those final administrative boxes checked off.
Yeah.
And so once that's done, it'll be gratifying to see their name on that list.
Yeah, that kind of timestamps the recording of this particular episode. I think we're on day 3 of the shutdown.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
Mm-hmm.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
let's kind of staying in that similar pond. Congress has defended the CDFI fund,
Mm-hmm.
even during attempts to defund it. I mean, it's been a weird kind of time for CDFI Fund. What do you take away from kind of the bipartisan support and its meaning for small institutions like FAB?
Sure. Well, community leaders across the board know the need for safe and sustainable financial services in their communities. And they recognize the need for CDFIs to provide that. We're really proud to be part of making that happen. CDFIs provide affordable home loans, helping first-time home buyers, small business loans that help them grow and provide more jobs, and even just consumer loans like auto loans that help members purchase affordable autos to get and commute to work. And then also just a safe place to save and invest their money for future expenses and asset building. And community leaders know that CDFIs are important in this work. And so I think it'll continue to see that support.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, I think this could be for either Carrie or Dolores. So if either one of you wants to chime in. But just after going through this process, what advice do you have for other small, more resource-contained credit unions that would like to pursue CDFI certification under this new framework?
I was about to say that the old proverb that says nothing ventured, nothing gained is so true. Because we were told initially that approval was doubtful due to our small size and that they've never worked with a credit union as small as ours. But we did not let that deter us because we recognize the benefits of being a part of such a nationwide network of other CDFIs.
Yeah.
So they didn't deny us, but they did not build up false hope. And I appreciate that as well. And my message to other peers across the industry, especially those that are small like us, would be, remember that we were created to serve people and not profit. And our community development mission for the FAB is as vital today as it was when we were first founded. But, we're in a financial world today where so many people feel overlooked and underserved. And we have, as credit unions, we have the unique opportunity to provide access to finances, to build their trust. We do a lot of things just so that we can build trust. There are some people in our church who've never used a credit union, who don't have debit cards because they can't get them. And so we try and do different things like right now, and we got this idea from another credit union. That's why I said collaboration is so important. But we do what is called a birthday loan, and we allow our members to apply for a birthday loan. And it's small, it's $500, but it's no qualifying or anything.
Yeah.
So we feel like everybody has a birthday at one point in time, whether it's your birthday or not. Get it for your kid's birthday or a friend. And all we're doing is trying to be unique so that we can get them to come into the credit union. Not that we want to take the risk of doing the loan, but we want to make it so that they know that we're here. So that's an opportunity to build trust.
Yeah.
And so we do everything we can to empower the underserved communities. We're constantly looking for programs and ideas to foster the mission that we work to support the underserved and the overlooked. So I would say to other small credit unions is to step outside of your comfort zone to achieve the goals. We did that and we were successful. So you never know unless you try.
Oh, that's wonderful. Carrie, did you want to add something to that?
Just from a process standpoint, take it in steps. Don't let it overwhelm you. Take each part of the application and see what things you might need to either create or change. And then, it helps make putting of the application easier. It's good to have a dedicated person or team, if you can, to manage and oversee that project. But just don't be overwhelmed by it. Like Dolores said, you can be successful and then definitely be better meeting your goals and helping your communities.
Wonderful.
Right. Well, congratulations again to Dolores and the team, and also to Carrie and the team for your support. That sounded like it was invaluable in the process. And I love this story. I think this is such a good example of how small credit unions can thrive through collaboration in the industry and support.
Absolutely.
And it really speaks to the mission, the original mission of credit unions. So it is awesome. Okay, well, ladies, let's move on to part 2 now of the interview. So this is going to be all about you two. We're just going to have a little fun, get to know you a little better.
Yep.
So are you guys ready?
Sure.
Okay. First question here is, where did you grow up, or where is your hometown? So, Dolores, I know you're in Savannah, Georgia. Is that where you're from originally, or where are you from another town?
Now, I'm originally from Savannah.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it's very difficult, really, to meet a lot of people who can say they're originally from Savannah.
Really?
But I'm proud to say I'm a native Savannian.
Oh,
I've traveled a good bit, but I always look forward
Yeah.
to returning home.
oh, nice.
Lovely town, by the way. Lovely town.
It is.
Thank
I
you.
was there. Yeah, I was there for a conference. It was a while. It was like pre-pandemic was the last time, but that's one of my favorite southern towns for sure. I think Michael, don't you feel that way too about Savannah?
Yeah, honestly, Dolores,
Yeah.
it was my mom's favorite place to go just chill out. She
Oh, that's awesome.
loved going to
Yeah.
Savannah just to kind of take a break from the world.
Yeah, it's a slow-paced city, but
Yep.
there's still a lot to do, and it's the historical city. If you like
Oh,
history,
yeah.
old
Oh yeah.
buildings, and stuff like that, it's a wonderful city to visit.
Very good. I totally
Yeah.
agree. Carrie, what about you?
I am from rural small town Rugby in North Dakota. I'm here now. I've lived here
Okay.
now as well, but I lived in Seattle for about 20 years, and I just
Okay.
came back and relocated for a little while to help family.
Of
But
course.
it's a small town, about 40 minutes from the Canadian border, and kind of the middle of North
Oh,
Dakota.
yeah, you are up there. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, I want to ask you both, kind of since you're both in your hometowns. Dolores, what was your high school mascot?
Our high school mascot was a Wolverine.
Oh,
Most people go a Wolverine, but a Wolverine looks like a small bear, has a stocky body,
yep,
bushy tail,
yep,
and it can be ferocious, when it's attacking its enemy.
of course.
And
Yeah.
that's the way our high school football team felt. They felt like Wolverines.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
though Wolverines are usually brown, our school mascot was blue, but it's okay.
Second question on that, Dolores, and I'll ask you the same, Carrie. Are Wolverines around Savannah?
No,
Okay, I didn't think
no,
so.
they're not.
Okay, second. Okay, Carrie, what was yours?
Panther,
Really?
Black Panther.
Same at my high school in Arkansas. Also not known for having panthers. Do you have like rough Canadian panthers roaming around there?
No, there might be a few wildcats in the trees or
Sure.
something, but I don't think that they're Black
Okay.
Panthers.
Fantastic. I love this.
So funny how you imagine how do they pick these? Who was responsible for picking the mascot, and what were they thinking at the time?
Yeah.
God. Okay, next question. So it's beginning of October now. We're going to be approaching Halloween very soon. It's that whole spooky season. So I wanted to ask each of you. So first, Dolores, do you have a favorite Halloween candy?
I sure do.
Yeah?
My favorite Halloween candy is candy corn.
Very nice.
Oh.
I like that. I know that's a little controversial. Some people think, I don't know. They think it's like too much
Well,
sugar
what
or
is
something.
it?
But I love candy corn, and I also love the pumpkins. They're like little pumpkins, but they're like candy corn.
What is it
Love
about
that.
candy corn that you like, Dolores?
Well, I like the taste, of course.
Yeah.
It's a lot of sugar, but I
Yep.
still like it. I like the size of it. They're just easy. They're small. You can put them in your mouth. You eat one or two at a time, or you can eat 4 or 5 at a time.
That's right. Okay.
And I don't know if you noticed, but the color, they have the fall colors
They
on it.
do.
So
Yes, it's a
I
good point. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I love candy corn. And so I look forward to this time of year so I can eat it.
Great.
I concur. Okay, Carrie, what about you? Do you have a favorite Halloween candy?
It kind of changes every year because I think I eat so much of whatever candy that I'm eating that by the next year I don't like it anymore. But this year it's candy apple caramels. I'm kind of obsessed with those this year.
Oh,
So next year I'll be sick of them and it'll be something different.
sure. Somebody has strong teeth. That's a good pick. It's a very unique pick, too. That's awesome. Can I ask something really quick, since we're talking about kind of where we are and all of that? Dolores, how long have you been with the credit union? Like as board chair and everything?
It's been a long time. I've been a board chair since 2017.
Okay. All right. And I want to ask also, because I want to tell you a very quick story. Are you currently in the church basement?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Oh.
This is great. Because I got to tell you, I grew up Southern Baptist in Arkansas, and really small town. My brother and I were told to go play in the church basement while our parents were having some whatever church meeting,
Mm-hmm.
We had a ball that we just got at like the Ben Franklin store or something. Mom said, "Here, just play with this. We'll be back, later." We threw it around. We shattered the main light of the basement.
Oh no.
And we were forced properly. We were told we had to walk to the pastor's house and apologize for
Oh
breaking
my.
the light. I
Poor
was,
things. Yeah. Oh, boy.
I think I was 5 years old. But
5?
yeah, that's what I think of when I think of
Okay.
church basement. It's like, oops, I broke
Oh
the
no,
light.
yeah.
Well,
Okay. Not a
anyway,
good association.
back to the two of you. Dolores, I want to ask, what was the first album or CD, piece of music you ever bought or really remember listening to growing up?
I truly can't remember the first album or
Okay.
CD, but I loved everything Michael Jackson sang.
Oh, great
So
answer.
Nice. Yes.
I'm still a Michael Jackson fan.
Okay.
Michael started out around the age of 5,
Yep.
Yeah.
and he went solo in, I believe, 1971 with that song "Got to Be There."
Yep.
And then he died at the age of 50. So I've been following his
Yeah.
history.
Yeah.
Of course,
But
yeah. Yeah.
his songs, we still love his songs today. His songs are timeless,
Sure.
and
Absolutely.
then when you watch his dance, it's like watching art in motion.
Yeah.
So I would have to
Yeah.
say that Michael Jackson is a
Great answer.
person.
Did you ever roller skate to Michael Jackson?
No, I never did that.
Oh,
Not
okay.
brave enough to do
I
that.
did a lot as a kid. So, okay, great answers. Carrie, what's the first album, CD thing just piece of music you first bought, remember listening to?
Cyndi Lauper, She's So Unusual.
Great album.
1983, 84. Yeah.
Great album.
Girls got to have some fun, right?
Absolutely
Yes.
do. Wonderful
Great.
answers.
Great answers.
And so it's still a great song, still so catchy.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay, Michael Jackson, Cyndi Lauper, wonderful answers.
And all right, final question. We always end with this question. So, first, Dolores, what was the last movie that you watched?
The last movie I watched was called The Senior, and it's currently playing in theaters now.
Okay.
So I saw it about a week ago,
Okay.
and it's based on a true story about a college football player who
Okay.
got kicked out of college for fighting, but he returns to his alma mater at the age of 59 to play again. And this is a true story. He made the team, and the team won a very important game. And at the end of the movie, you know how they would interview some of the stars of the movie. Well, in
Yeah.
this scenario, they interviewed the actual person that the story was based on.
Oh,
Oh,
And
nice.
his message was, he said, anything is possible. That was the last thing he said at the end of the movie.
I'm looking it up, and it's Michael Chiklis and Mary Stuart
Right.
Masterson's in it.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to put
And
it on my
so,
list.
yes, you
Very
need to see.
nice.
It's a good movie. And when he said anything is possible,
Yeah.
that's the way we felt when we decided to apply for the CDF certification.
Yeah. I was thinking just how that's a great connection just to the credit union story as well. Inspiring words. So, okay, great. Carrie, what about you? What was the last movie you watched?
Well, oh boy, that's a trick question for me. I think we have to change the question to what was the last movie you slept through?
Oh,
Because
that's
I have
fine.
a habit of falling asleep during movies.
Yeah, okay. Counts,
We're not
watch
going to
counts kind
judge.
of.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think the last one I fell asleep to was some Liam Neeson action film, Ice Road or something like that. So I'm not doing him any favors by promoting.
Okay, so we can't ask you if you recommend it. Then apparently,
Probably not.
Yeah,
No.
I love this.
Well,
You
that's
two
what
are
happens, when you've got a busy life, it's like, all right, let me just put this on and relax, and then you're like, what's happening? I'm like,
Yep.
yeah, okay. All right, well, thank you so much, ladies. This was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed hearing your story. Again, just so true to the credit union mission. We love that so much. So yeah, Carrie Ostrom, AVP of Certification Services at CU Strategic Planning, and Dolores Lovett, Board Chair at FAB Church Federal Credit Union. Thank you both so much for coming on the show today. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
Dolores, yeah, thank you.
And to all of our listeners, thank you for downloading today's show. Please subscribe to Shared Accounts with CU Times in all the normal podcast places, and please share our episodes with everyone you know, coworkers, relatives, friends, pets. You get the drill.
Anybody, Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Feel free to rate us too. 5 stars only, as always. Thank you so much to our producer, Zach Nyheisel. Thanks, Zach. Join us again next week for a new episode of Shared Accounts with CU Times. Until then, thanks for listening.